Hey, happy Saturday, everybody. Mark again here at Weatherman Plus. Now I'm going to give you updates on what's going on because this storm keeps getting stronger and stronger. And I'm going to give you the latest updates on what's going on with the new Invest 92L. As of right now, it is at 20 miles per hour. It is 1,012 millibars, and it is moving west at 8 miles per hour. And you can see where a lot of the ensembles is predicting that this path will go. I will update you on that as well. Plus, what's going on in Eastern Pacific still not affecting anyone. Plus, this big group of thunderstorms that is moving through Central America. All this blue is indicative to a lot of lift, a lot of growing thunderstorms going through Central America. This is what's bringing a lot of flooding to the U.S. very soon. And this is what GFS is still seeing could form up something while it moves towards the U.S. Plus, before all this flooding comes towards the U.S., we still have this very strong thunderstorms, a lot of severe weather that has ramped up. We have enhanced for today and tomorrow, and I think it could ramp up even more. I'm still showing hurricane force winds. National Weather Service is picking up 70 to 80 miles per hour winds also coming with these storms. So I'm going to give you the latest information. If you've never been here before, make sure you subscribe. I am all year long. I just don't upload from Friday from sundown to sundown Saturday because that is Sabbath. God says do not work on Sabbath unless there is lives at stake, and I believe there is, so I have to do an upload for today. So please share this information. Let others know what's going on with these storms. Also in the Caribbean, please share this information to others out there. Let them know what is going on with this Invest 92L. And when you're talking about so much going on, it's very hard to get this to a very short video, so I will put timestamps in the description below to separate the two so you can follow what you need to see as soon as possible and get your information. Thank you so much for your support. Now let's get into the information. And first off, you can see how much the heat is really expanding in the south. So you do have the heat advisories for southern Florida, also for all this orange across the south. But all this dark pink to this red, this is excessive heat warning for how hot your heat indices are going to get today. And you can see the latest information with HRRR that you're going to get some very hot heat indices for today as you go through today, and they will be back for tomorrow as well. And for today, I see some very high numbers, guys. And you can see right here down below that you are getting definitely in the 119, you're getting towards the 120 range, even picked up 121 earlier, but you definitely have a lot of hot temperatures coming your way. So please hydrate and prepare for this. And the U.S. is still dealing with a lot of power outages. This is as of right now. Texas is still at 150,000, and you have storms coming your way again. Louisiana, 140. Mississippi, over 90. Virginia, almost 20. And Alabama, 15. And you can see for Texas, it is a wide area of power outages. That led right into Louisiana as well. A lot of power outages this morning. So I hope y'all took my warnings for the Northeast because y'all did have 2 tornadoes as well. One in Virginia and one in New Jersey. But we also had over 160 hail reports and over 160 wind damage reports. So yesterday was very wild, and the storms are coming back again today, and I'm showing a lot of high winds. And we do have the official report from National Weather Service from the tornado in Toledo, Ohio. It was an EF2, and they have it as 300 yards wide, 2 miles long, max winds 130 miles per hour. And this is the one that literally ripped the roof right off this building. Now, this was a medical building. So everything that you see floating through the air is a lot of parts of the building, but it's also a lot of people's medical records. We also got the official report from National Weather Service from the Perryton, Texas tornado. That tornado was a half a mile wide and it was 6 miles long. Max winds 140 miles per hour, EF3. Plus, our severe weather for today has ramped up again. You see the marginal, the big slight risk, and now we have a big enhanced section. We do have chances for tornadoes as well. 2 areas of 2% and a 5%. And I think this could grow a little bit more for today. But here's your cities and states for the tornado threat for today. Also, the chances for winds for today. You have the big 5%, but you have the big 15%. You also got the big 30% and a significant severe. All this black means at least 75 miles per hour wind gust is expected in your severe weather for today. Here's your cities and states at risk. Also, your hail. You have a lot of chances for large hail today. Big 5%. You have the big 15% going all the way towards Florida with everything else. You have the big 30%, but you also have the significant severe in multiple locations. This means at least 2 inches in diameter. And over here where you have this 2 inches for Texas, NATOcast is seeing you have a small chance for a tornado as well. But so far, here's your cities and states at risk for the hail, and your significant severe is the white line on top. The National Weather Service has it as severe thunderstorms are possible over a vast area from Colorado to Florida and central Texas to lower Missouri Valley. Within that, a focused corridor of threat for damage and hail, severe to extremely severe gust, and a few tornadoes. And you can see the chances for a tornado with latest NATOcast, and that's the one that picked up the tornadoes that you had in the Northeast yesterday that I showed you. You can see you also have the same areas. Matter of fact, it's showing even stronger over here for a chance for a tornado over by the Tampa region. Plus, you have a small chance over here where you have the significant hail as well. Also for tomorrow, for Sunday, for Daddy's Day, you do have an enhanced section that has grown as well. And you have chances for tornadoes. You have the 2% over here in Florida and over here for the deep south. Here's the cities and states at risk. And for tomorrow, you have chances for damage and winds as well. The 5%, the 15%, and the 30%. So here's your cities and states for Sunday for your damage and wind gusts. As well as your hail for tomorrow, you have the big 5%, you have the big 15%, and you have another significant severe right here in the black, meaning at least 2 inches in diameter. Here's your cities and states at risk for tomorrow for the hail. National Weather Service has severe thunderstorms are expected on Sunday from portions of the Ozarks to the central Gulf Coast states. Damage and gusts will be the main hazard with these storms, though isolated large to very large hail also is possible. And your severe weather will carry on to Monday as well. You have a 5%. Here's the cities and states at risk. But you can also see with the update on the Euro, the 6Z this morning, with your lightning strikes, that starting around 2 p.m., you get a lot of lightning strikes, very large hail possible with all this white. That's what that's indicative to, is a lot of lightning strikes as you go through the evening. And it's going to grow as it goes through Oklahoma, Arkansas, northern Louisiana as you go later into tonight. Even Missouri getting in on those lightning strikes, chances for large hail. Goes overnight for Oklahoma, carries into Arkansas, goes into Louisiana and southern Mississippi as well, and so get a little bit of Missouri as well. So it does have a lot of lightning strikes for today and tomorrow coming with these storms, guys. There's a lot of chances for large hail. So you can see once you go into early afternoon, you start getting a lot of storms going from Colorado, also over here for the southeast, for the panhandle of Florida, and that goes all along Florida as these build up for Texas, going into Oklahoma as well, and that keeps going down by Tampa, by Florida, and towards the Bahamas as well as you go overnight into the early morning hours. But this keeps going over here in the south central all night, early morning hours. Then for tomorrow morning, you still have it for southern Florida, for the Bahamas, also for the panhandle once again, as these storms brew right back up for tomorrow and tomorrow evening, bringing more thunderstorms all the way to late Sunday. And you can see this from National Weather Service. So as you go into later this evening, you get a wide area, chances for severe weather as that goes tonight and overnight into the morning in certain areas. You also can see for tomorrow that it does grow up for Mississippi as well as you go all the way to the late evening. And you can see with your helicity values that you have a lot of long track storms bringing a lot of chances for large hail in these same areas. Also right here where you have that warning for large hail for central Texas. And you can see over here right along the coast of western Florida that you have chances for large hail as well. So you could have some water spouts that come on land and become a potential tornado. Please be aware of that. And still picking up very high winds. You get some for Wyoming and southern Montana as well. You can get some for the higher elevations of California as well as 40 and 50. But once you go from Colorado into Kansas, into Oklahoma, Texas, Louisiana, southern Missouri, Arkansas, also Mississippi, going to southern Alabama to panhandle Florida, and all along western and southern Florida. Anywhere from 50 to 60 to 70, even 80, and still showing over 100 again. So it could get up to 90 once again. And you can see with your lower level winds that they really ramp up as you go into this evening and later tonight. You even get a lot of white, and there's extreme winds aloft, bringing chances for your tornadoes. Just be aware that you have a lot of winds aloft overnight and into the early morning hours. So please be aware there is a good chance for tornadoes today as well. And you can see this here as you go from 6 p.m. all night long. It starts picking up a lot of winds. And immediately in these cells going through northern Texas and central Texas, that is where it's picking up over 100 miles per hour wind gusts. So just be aware this could be a potential tornado or very high damaging winds. As you go later in the night, keeps going with all these high winds into the early morning hours for tomorrow. 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and possibly 100. Even for northern Louisiana and Mississippi, all across Arkansas and southern Missouri as well, Kansas, Oklahoma, western Texas, northern Mexico, a lot of high winds. And you can see how it carries into southern Alabama, Panhandle of Florida, bringing 50 and 60 miles per hour wind gusts. Also across Florida, you can see all this. The green is the high 40s. Once you get to that orange and that red, that's 50 and 60 miles per hour wind gusts. Just be aware there's a lot of high winds also going across northern Bahamas. A lot of strong storms for today and tomorrow. Matter of fact, when I look at HRRR 15-minute increments, you can't see that far, but you can see how strong these winds are. And it's even showing stronger. Now it's showing a possible 110, guys. And you can see this. It rips right across Kansas, Oklahoma, and all across Texas. Once you get around 4 p.m., it really strengthens up. We get a surface low right here, and that brings a lot of vortice, a lot of wind direction change with height. And look at all these high winds. That is chances from 80 to 100 right there. And this is the updated run. This is the 12Z. 12Z and 0Z is your balloon data. Plus over here for the southeast, it carries for the southeast as well. Very high winds going all the way towards the Bahamas. All across Florida, 40, 50, 60 miles per hour wind gusts, even across northern Bahamas. So please be aware this is bringing a lot of high winds. The National Weather Service said extremely damaging wind gusts. So just be aware this is very high winds. I just can't get over how strong this is. And the 12Z shows stronger. So Oklahoma National Weather Service has put this out for you from 7 p.m. tonight till 2 a.m. tomorrow morning. Tornado chance, it says low, but up to baseball size hail and up to 60 to 80 miles per hour wind gusts. Remember, I did show you the 12Z, and this shows a lot of strong winds coming. Also, Fort Worth, Texas, your National Weather Service has put this out for you. You have a good chance for damaging winds and large hail. And look at the area that it's going to be covering. So it starts from 3 to 5 p.m., starts moving to the I-35 corridor from 6 to 9 p.m., and then storms approach eastern Texas from 8 to 10 p.m. So please be aware, very high winds, and you did see the levels that I showed you on HRRR 12Z. Also, Arkansas, your National Weather Service has put this out for you. Chance up to golf ball size hail, winds up to 60 to 80 miles per hour, and it says a very low chance for tornadoes. Also for tomorrow, up to baseball size hail, still damaging winds 60 to 80 miles per hour, and it still says a low chance for tornadoes. So please be aware these damaging winds are getting stronger and stronger. Jackson, Mississippi, your National Weather Service put this out for you over in a slight risk. For today, you have damaging wind gusts up to 70 miles per hour, a quarter to golf ball size hail, and a tornado cannot be ruled out. Plus tomorrow it's going to get even stronger. Still a chance for damaging wind gusts up to 70 miles per hour and golf ball size hail for 2 inches, and still can't rule out a tornado. Plus the flooding is adding up. You can see here from National Weather Service Weather Prediction Center that for the next 7 days, this is really starting to add up. This is what GFS has been seeing for a long time. So even if there's no formation on this potential cyclone forming up, it is still bringing a lot of disorganized thunderstorms, bringing a lot of heavy rainfall. All that red gets towards 2, 3, up to 4 inches. Once you go from that orange and to that brown, that starts getting from 5 to 7 plus inches of rainfall. And just in the next 72 hours, that ain't counting what's coming for this next potential tropical wave your way. You have a lot of heavy rainfall coming to the south and the southeast, and you also have 3 to 4 plus inches. Big hot spot for southern Alabama, Panhandle of Florida, also over here for western Florida. A big hot spot for 5 to 6 plus inches of rainfall coming your way. This is the next 2 to 3 days. And the flash flooding, you can see where you do have a marginal in a lot of places. But for Florida and the southeast, it really starts strengthening up. So for today, for tomorrow, it starts picking up all the way to the deep south. For Monday, you have a big area of slight risk. For Tuesday and for Wednesday, please be aware this is an ongoing threat. plus your tropical update and what's going on first with Invest 92L. You can see this live look. Remember, all these links are in the description for y'all to go check out. You can see your center of location is trying to build right about here. This is where all your winds are starting to go around, and it is starting to form. And the H-Wharf, the hurricane models, is showing a potential, not only hurricane, a potential major hurricane. And the latest update shows that it is at 70% still. I expect this to ramp up very fast, guys. A tropical wave located several hundred miles southwest of the Cabo Verde Islands is producing a broad area of disorganized thunderstorms and showers. Environmental conditions appear conducive for additional development, and a tropical depression is likely to form by the early to middle portion of next week, while the system moves westward at 15 to 20 miles per hour across the eastern and central tropical Atlantic. So you can see here from National Hurricane Center, in 48 hours, that wave is moving towards Nicaragua and Honduras, still bringing y'all a lot of rainfall. That one's still going in Eastern Pacific. We have another one coming across South America, another one on the Western MDR that's going to go to the same place towards South America. But here's our tropical wave right here that's we need to keep our eye on. This is Invest 92L. You see how in 72 hours, it is expected to get a surface low and keep moving west. And it's a little bit southern, which is a little bit concerning. Okay, if it's going to start ramping up and go around towards this high pressure, the further southern it is, the further western is going to reach before it turns. And we have another tropical wave right behind this one. So you see with the Euro in 72 hours, it is literally right here forming up, headed to the west, while we have this next tropical wave. In the latest run of the Euro, the 0Z shows that it does head to the west, and it does start strengthening up as it gets towards the Leeward Islands, as this next potential tropical wave moves to the north. Now take this with a grain of salt. On this run, it shows that it weakens down. There's a lot of shear in the Caribbean, but at the same time, this is at the end of the run. So once we go past 5 days, we will know more. Literally in 5 days, it shows it will strengthen up a potential tropical storm. And you can see this on the updated information, guys. So at the 6Z, it showed that all potential tropical cyclone formations is a broad area, but it's right here in 5 days. Then in 6 days, it's expected to be right about here, still expected to curve to the north-northwest. Latest update shows it's going to be closer. It's still going to be a broad area where it can be in 5 days, so it's still unknown once we get to 5 days and further. And in 6 days, be a little bit closer. Still showing it's going to curve north because it is going to strengthen up by a lot of the models. And you can see the latest on the intensity guidance. So the hurricane model shows there's a chance for it to go all the way up to a Cat 3, maybe even a Cat 4, while the rest of them show it will definitely be a tropical storm within 5 days, and then maybe strengthening up towards a hurricane. The update shows that it does agree with the hurricane models for sure that it will be within 5 days a potential Cat 2, major hurricane, or stronger, maybe even a Cat 4, while a lot of the other models are starting to agree that within 5 to 6 days, this could be a high-end tropical storm or a hurricane. And you can see with the hurricane model that it does pick up in 48 hours, starts forming up, and it starts strengthening up very quickly as it goes to the west. In 4 days, getting very strong, definitely have a hurricane, and it keeps getting stronger as it goes further to the west, northwest. Potential major hurricane. So you can see with the latest hurricane panel that it does get strong, and within 5 days gets very strong. This is in 4 days, already getting a center. Will be north side loaded with the winds, a lot of precipitation. But look at this, as you go towards 5 days, it gets closer and closer towards the islands. So even if this does curve to the north, these bands that fling around will bring some potential winds and some potential heavy rainfall. But you also can see that when you get towards 4 and 5 days, it starts moving towards warmer waters. But if you look at it, Euro is showing that it will weaken up, still be strong when it comes by y'all, and weaken down very quickly and keep moving to the west, while that next tropical wave potentially heads to the north. And all this precipitation still from all this lift, all these thunderstorms moving to Central America that I showed you, showing still is going to bring a lot of rainfall towards the southeast of the U.S. Now, I will keep you updated. This is literally 6 days away on that shot, and we all know everything changes in 5 days. So we will see what is trending. And the Euro is showing that literally in 5 days it'll be a tropical storm, and it will keep moving to the west, potentially bringing some potential heavy rainfall. We'll show you it's not trending just yet. and potential high winds towards y'all as it starts weakening down very quickly because there's a lot of shear in the Caribbean. And the GFS is still seeing this forming up, possible getting a surface low within 5 days, which is a little bit awkward because this one shows that it still strengthens up, been showing for a long time as it moves over Cuba, goes by the Cayman Islands, towards Florida Keys, over Florida, and goes over the southeast. Now, this is a little concerning because even if it's just a group of disorganized thunderstorms bringing a lot of flooding, National Hurricane Center usually would put out an outlook for that. Even the Euro is showing that, and we still have nothing. So maybe there will be some updates today. I will keep you updated. And still showing that this next wave, Invest 92L, will still get kind of close, but still strengthen up and curve north into the Atlantic. Still a fish storm and no worries for anyone. But it's still showing that this is going to bring a lot of heavy rainfall towards the Cayman Islands, towards Cuba, and towards Florida and the Bahamas while that heads out to the Atlantic. That's the trend with the GFS. You can see the latest run as well. It does the same thing. It brings all this precipitation towards Nicaragua, Honduras. Then it goes towards the Cayman Islands, goes towards Cuba, right over to Florida Keys and Florida and the Bahamas, bringing all this heavy rainfall. So trying to give you as much information as I can. You can see right here in the chances of a tropical depression, according to the Euro, that it does grow up once you get to 6 days and then weakens down immediately as it goes towards the Leeward Islands, towards Puerto Rico. GFS shows the same thing. 5 and 6 days starts moving that way, a little bit further to the east, and still heads to the north. And the shear in the Caribbean is well above average. There's a lot of shear in the Caribbean. That's why all that is getting chopped up as it comes in, if it goes in. So just to be well-rounded, literally in 5 days, you can see where this is getting so far with the Euro, because the Euro shows the potential so far, and this will change. Because taking something 10 days, you have to take it with a grain of salt, just like you would GFS if it was 10 days. But still, just be safer than sorry. Until we get a newer update, it shows it could bring some high winds. It could bring some 40, 50 miles per hour wind gusts, maybe even getting towards 60 over here by Roseau and Portsmouth. Also the rainfall. Even the Euro is seen as a group of disorganized thunderstorms. Could bring a lot of rainfall towards the southeast, going all the way across Alabama, Georgia, getting into Tennessee, western North Carolina, and South Carolina. Potentially bringing a lot of rainfall to a lot of people. And this is shown by GFS as well. But it's a little lighter towards southern Florida. It's taking it in the Gulf, then swinging out towards the east. And it's bringing some rain towards northern Bahamas as well. But you see also over here for Roseau, that's bringing potentially 4, maybe 5 inches of rainfall, where everyone else gets maybe 1 or 2. But like I said, take this with a grain of salt. The next run could show a lot more northern. You can see with the icon model in just 5 days, it's not bringing a lot just in the next 5 days. Maybe a half an inch to an inch towards the Windward Islands, the southern islands. GFS is still taking this where it's going to head right to the north and is going right into the Atlantic. And you might get a half an inch, maybe an inch for the Windward Islands. But at the same time, a lot of heavy rainfall on that group of disorganized thunderstorms going towards Nicaragua, Honduras, towards the Cayman Islands, towards Cuba, towards Florida Keys, all across Florida and the northern Bahamas. Very heavy flooding potential. And it's not bringing it as heavy for Alabama and Georgia, just isolated areas, but it's taking it all across Florida, all across southeastern Georgia, a real big hot spot for North Carolina and South Carolina, potentially over a foot. Take this with a grain of salt as well. This is 10 days away. But thank you so much for your time. God bless you and your families, guys. Be very careful. This storm is showing a lot of strength. You've seen those winds. You see what it can do. I think you have more coming. Please share this information. Help others. It helps so many people in so many ways you have no idea. You don't know who's on your friends list that could be in these impacts. So when you share it, they'll see it and it will alert them. So thank you so much for all you do help. God bless you and your families. So I want to give you some words from our Father, give you a little bit of encouragement, let you know how special you are, especially our generation, guys. 1 Peter chapter 2, verses 9 and 10. You're very special. But ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, and holy nation, a peculiar people, that ye should show forth the praises of him who hath called you out of darkness into his marvelous light, which in time past were not a people, but are now the people of God, which had not obtained mercy, but now have obtained mercy. Amen. Remember, show your love to your neighbor. Show as much love as you can to people. Try and imitate the same love that Jesus shows to you and all of us. I pray for every single one of you. May God have mercy on every single one of us. But all glory, all power does go to God, our Father in heaven, Yahweh. And I pray keeps every single one of you safe. We are a very special generation. Amen. Hallelujah to that. God bless you all.